Written Emotions from Midas, Influential Past, 2012. Welcome back to Build Theory. I'm Aurian Archive, and this is a tiny bit different because I'm about to go back and relive some old habits. When I started making lots of builds and really crafting the theory of building a character in City of Heroes, and this really applies to any game with any kind of customization where you already have pre knowledge about what targets you're looking for and what performs and what does not perform. It got to the point where I would routinely run up my own build, take pictures of it, and then compare it to somebody else's build who was quote unquote an expert, and my build would dominate their build on every single metric. And this morning I had someone who sent me 3 builds that they couldn't open. And I already suspected I knew what the problem would be since I've been running into this a lot with my own builds. Mid-Zero Reborn has some issues reading files that were created by Pine's Hero Designer. In some cases, it has a lot of issues reading those. And I said, okay, yeah, I'll take these since I still have a Pines install. I do know where to get it. I've linked it before, but I'll take the Pines files and I'll just like what I did in the last build theory. I'll just copy it over and remake a new file. And if there's anything that can be improved, I'll improve it while I'm at it. And then I actually opened the builds, and I'm not going to do that. I'm not going to do that because I would not inflict those builds on anybody. That I'm now and now the builds you do know that in some of the build information there's like a name field, and there was some identifying information of the original build designer for those builds in a field. So I am scrap that. I will show, and that's why I say I'm going to go back and do something I haven't done in a while, and that's I will show the builds that the second party was sent by the third party, but I'm going to work on my build first. I know what powers they're looking at, so I'm going to construct those powers first. And we're starting with the Fire Blast Pain Dominator. Now, I'm sorry. I don't know if you can hear the Discord pop-ups, but I'm being peppered on Discord by the second party, the party who's looking to get some good builds. So forgive me while I kind of bounce back and forth to try and answer those questions and come back focus on. I'm looking at a Fire Blast Pain Corruptor. Now there's a whole argument here about whether or not a corruptor even has a point anymore, and I've been over this in previous build theories. I've been over it a lot on the forums. I have chewed off the power developers' ears on this. Presently, there's no particular reason to make a corruptor. And that's because the Paragon fixed negligent, the defender inherent negligence, and made it vigilance. That you actually get a strong buff while playing as a defender, and the greater buffs on a defender normally mean that, except in a very rare edge case scenario, the defenders is always going to be a better overall performer in the most circumstances. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to build up a corruptor first, because that's the build that the player was being given, that the second party was being given by the third party. I need like a spreadsheet just for this. And then I'm going to take that corruptor build and then convert it into a defender build. And that's where we're starting at now. I don't have a Fire Pain defender. I don't have a Fire Pain corruptor. I have made a Fire Pain controller, so I do have some idea, and we'll bring the controller build up to the forefront so that we can see it. And I do have some idea of what kind of performance I am looking at to get out of a Fire Pain. out. I am looking for smashing lethal soft caps. I'm looking for ranged soft cap, and I'm probably can get very close, if not all the way to energy and negative soft caps. So those are kind of the targets that I already know I can get very close to. So that's what we're going to start with. And as you can see, my fire pain controller went with stone for fissure for and rock armor. Obviously, you don't have rock armor on a corruptor or a defender, so we are going to probably be going. Uh, we're going to be going mace mastery for the scorpion shield, and that means we will have to come up with something to cover the uh, artillery that's being used in fissure. Okay, so let's get started. And since we already have an idea of what we're going to be taking on pain domination, we'll go ahead and start. Well, first we'll move the window back up so you can see it. And we'll start with selecting our pain domination power. So nullify pain, share pain. Now share pain. Uh, First of all, you have to take nullify pain. You can't get away with not taking nullify pain. I went with share pain because it's so powerful and it adds a plus damage to whoever it's being cast on. And in this case, we can see it gives a 25% damage buff. Now, it does take damage from the player, but if you're a pain dominator, when you get stronger down into, say, soothing aura, uh, losing a bit of HP due to share pain should not be a big issue. So we're jumping nullify pain to share pain. We need to take conduit of pain because this is our ally res. Now, where did I take conduit of pain? Did I take it early or did I take it late? Conduit of pain. Okay, I took it at level 10 when it was first available. Then we took Enforce Morale, which is for the anti-mez, soothing aura. Then World of Pain, Anguishing Cry, which is a debuff, and Painbringer. Now, the big overarching, impossible to ignore problem. Okay, I know that I'm going to need to pick up a ranged defense. I've already got a full Numi. Okay, so we'll go with how I've got it slotted so far. The one of the big problems from a balance standpoint or performance standpoint with Enforced Morale doesn't take any sense. With Pain Domination is that it does not have a way to bring back endurance for the player. And this makes it a particularly painful set to use. No pun at all intended. And did I go? Give me a sec. I'm gonna swap these windows so that when I mouse over to the right, I'm mousing over the work window in the back. Okay. And I did go +5 on these. So I got that ranged defense at high levels. And it's something to keep in mind is endurance mitigation, because I can tell you that my fire pain controller is incredibly difficult to play simply because she consumes so much endurance. Now, World of Pain, I took the Gaussian build. We're going to hold off on that for a moment, and we may think about one of the resist sets instead. We'll see what we look like when we finish it off. But we will go ahead and give it 6 slots. Anguishing Cry, I took all the way with, looks like, Shield Breacher. Yeah, what is this? Yeah, Shield Breaker. Shield Breaker. And I did Shield Breaker for the melee and smashing lethal defense. And this also gives us a little bit of damage. And the other one was just a resist. Okay, so there we go. And then Painbringer. Let's see. Painbringer we didn't do the proc. Didn't do the proc on either one of those. Okay, I have to proc down and heal. So Painbringer out to 5. Anyways, the lack of endurance recovery options in Pain, there's nothing that the player can cast on themselves, unlike Empathy, where you get Recovery Aura, or Nature, where you get a massive endurance discount. And this is something where Pain kind of maybe needs to have a revamp. Something like, it would be nice if Painbringer was a team PBAOE and affected the player to give the player recovery as well, or if there was some kind of something going on to give the player more options in dealing with recovery for themselves. And part of that is just tied to the endurance in general having not been calculated correctly from the very start. So we're at Panacea over on Sheer Pain. And plus these all out. And we didn't have, in Nullify Pain, we just had a single heal, plus 5. We'll actually do a heal endurance. Okay, now that brings in everything but World of Pain. Okay, Conduit of Pain. For right now, since we really don't know what we're going to be slotting in here, since this is a res, no, what is Conduit of Pain? Okay, it is the ally res. We may just do I have an in-mod endurance recharge? Yes, I do. To just tap all 3 of those and give a little bit. Okay. Now that we've got those slotted, we kind of need to think about our upper level. We're pretty sure. No, wait a second. Why did I meant to click on Mace Mastery? Clicking on Mace Mastery and Scorpion Shield for the defense. Not really going to have a lot else in here. Do we have an Ice Mastery? Dark Mastery, Electric Mastery, Flame Mastery, Leviathan Mastery, Hibernate, but that's Resist, Power Mastery. Okay. It's exactly what I remembered. There's no defensive boost in the upper end. So we are kind of stuck with Mace Mastery. And we'll do Mace Mastery with Scorpion Shield. And I had Rock Armor, 3 slotted with Luck of the Gambler. So Luck of the Gambler proc, Luck of the Gambler Defense Endurance, Luck of the Gambler Defense Endurance Recharge. Click that on. We also had Weave at this upper end, so we can go ahead and slot in Weave. We had Tough at 22, and we had Kick at 12. We had Flight. I went with Mystic Flight. Went with Mystic Flight to open up Spirit Ward. So we'll kind of keep with that for right now. I want Sorcery, Mystic Flight at 6, Spirit Ward at 24, and I did Rune of Protection all the way down at 49 to carry a proc. So we'll kind of keep counting on that. And now we should start looking at, see, that was a resist defense there. Now we'll start looking at our attack powers. And Inferno coming in at 32. And then Blazing Bolt Sniper at 26. Whoa. And then Blaze, our high damage attack, at 18. And then Aim at level 12. Since we took Kick at 12, Aim will be at 14. We'll skip Fire Breath for now. And take Rain of Fire. And then we'll take Fireball. And then we'll take Fire Blast. All right. Now for Inferno, since we already know that this is going to be a PBAOE, we're probably best off putting in Armageddon chance for fire damage. So we'll go ahead and count on having an Armageddon here. We're not having to, or we should not have to mitigate any knockback, so we're not necessarily going to need a bonfire with sudden acceleration. We're kind of leaving that alone. We did have a pet with a strong defense range. We don't have a pet in this set yet. We may have room to work around maybe going for Summon Disruptor, but let's finish filling out what we got first. Tough was just 2 slotted. And since I already know we're saving at least a slot there, we'll go ahead and count on Tough going End Resist, Resistance, Endurance, Recharge, and the proc. And now we need to think about our Corruptor ATOs. Now, our Corruptor ATOs, one is chance for negative energy damage, and one is recharge time PBAOE plus end. Now, this is one advantage that the Corruptor set will have, so we really want our ATO in something that we're going to be using very often, and in something where we may not have many other good choices in. Now, I took artillery in Fissure instead of Superior Frozen Blast. It doesn't look like I took Frozen Blast at all. Let's see, Frozen Blast, so that's because Frozen Blast was AoE and fire, not ranged. So kind of focusing on ranged at the moment. We have perspectives in Rain of Fire, and we have perspectives in Fireball. And those are going to be 2 of our targeted AoEs. And so what we're kind of thinking about for ranged is we'll go ahead and quasi-fill those 2 out to 6. Blazing Bolt is our sniper or single target damage. This might be a good place to put APOC if we have room for APOC. So we'll go ahead and tentatively put out Blazing Bolt to pump 5. Blaze is a strong single target damage. We're probably going to be thinking about Superior's Winter Bite. So we're going to be bringing that out to 6. So that now leaves us just a Weave. We need to fill Weave out. Weave I had 4 slots in with a Luck of the Gambler proc, Defense Endurance, Defense Endurance Reach. Oh, sorry. Shield Wall. Shield Wall, Defense Endurance Recharge, and then Shield Wall proc. Okay, so let's look again at our Corruptors. One is Defense AoE, Defense Fire Cold, and the other one is High Defense, High Recharge Time. So right now we're probably going to take Fire Blast out, and we'll do Fire Blast with chance for negative energy damage. And the reason we're going to quasi-plan on that is that this is going to be our weakest attack. Giving it a chance for negative energy damage gives us our strongest chance to add some damage at the low end. We're going to tentatively count on Fireball for having our PBAOE plus end. We're going to take it out of 6 slots as well. And now we're going to tentatively count on Rain of Fire having artillery. And since we're kind of focused right now on... We already know because Weave is so late, we're going to only be in range soft cap at a very high level. Because we are taking Weave so late. If we can move Weave later down, say like we move Weave to 30, we may not have a reason to have all of our ranged defenses instead of capping them, just have those catalyzed. And same thing with have the artillery catalyzed instead of. And there we go. All right, kick just had a chance for recharge, just in case you were close enough to use it. We still have some slots left. How many slots? We've got. All right, in health, I had the Panacea proc, and I had the Miracle Regeneration proc. Stamina, well, we're just going to do a straight in mod, because I already know this is going to be heavy on the endurance. Okay, we have both of our ATOs accounted for. In aim, we're about to account for our Gaussian. And same thing, we're going to count on Gaussian to be catalyzed, so I'm not giving this a +5 at all. And Blaze, we're kind of thinking about Superior's Winter Bite. And Blazing Bolt, we're thinking about, we may, if we need more range, we can swap this. We have a couple of slots to play with. Okay, so that now leaves World of Pain. What do our totals look like? We are really down. Did I skip? Oh, okay, I skipped maneuvers for some reason, and I skipped stealth. So we'll do concealment, stealth, leadership, maneuvers. How many slots did I have to play with? 3, 1, 2. I had 3 by 3. Where did I put extra slots into clawing them back? Am I over anything? Set some bonuses. I'm not presently over anything. Okay. Maneuvers. Defense endurance. Defense endurance recharge. And stealth. Alright, do we want to do stealth or combat jumping? Stealth gives us, if we do sprint and a celerity, stealth gives us, also gives us another proc there. Defense endurance. Options, configurations, effects, and math. Okay, attack is checked. Okay. We want, what are we looking at now? The stealth and maneuvers, we're still quite short on ranged. Really, really short on ranged. Maneuvers, stealth. Do I have all the procs in place? Resist defense. TP reduction, resist defense. Defense ranged. Alright, we may be... What do we got in here? Defense melee. AoE. Aim will only take you. Alright, that was ranged, and that was ranged. Okay, so we were picking up significant amounts of range in the controller ATOs that we're not picking up in the corruptor ATOs. Alright, you are melee. Not quite to smashing lethal soft cap either. That doesn't really give me enough. Okay. Let's swap Blazing Bolt. Actually, we're going to swap we're going to free up a slot on Blazing Bolt. We're going to swap Blazing Bolt to Superior's Winter Bite. Have 5 slots for the energy negative and ranged. Alright, artillery gives us 3.13, almost 4% ranged. Thunderstrike gives us 1.25% plus 25%, a little bit less. So we're going to presumably swap our ATOs here. Now we're going to do Thunderstrike gives us, okay, we'll do it. We'll do 5 slot for the recovery. We'll pick up a slot there. Fireball we'll take out with artillery. Okay, and now what do we look like? We're at 41% ranged. All right, we're going to turn on incarnates and we're going to add in agility radio paragon. And now we're going to check our totals. We're actually at smashing lethal. Well, excuse me. We're at smashing lethal with agility turned on. So all we need is just a few more ranged. I have 2 slots to play with. We're going to do slots and enhancement slots, auto range all slots. We're going to do stealth, give it a little bit more beans there. We're also going to pick up Kismet on maneuvers. And we're going to move weave down later. And what else did I have moved down later? Weave was down late. Maneuvers was at where Rain of Fire is. Don't want to move that too late. Alright, we're going to swap maneuvers in Spirit Ward. And we're going to swap maneuvers in Conduit of Pain. And then we're going to swap stealth in Conduit of Pain. Swap stealth in Tough. And actually we're going to swap stealth and kick. Then we're going to do slots and enhancement slots, all of the range, all slots. Alright, where are we at? We're still at soft cap there. We've got a little bit more range. We just need to cover 2% on ranged. Let's see, Aegis is fire cold. Reactive armor, not even close, doesn't give us what we need. Where else can we pick something up? We can pick up some in Blessing of the Zephyr, 1.25% defense ranged. We need just one slot to do that. Is there any place else we can pick up some ranged? Well, if we take a slot from there, a slot from there, and we sacrifice some of our recovery, we can go with a oh no, we wanna keep these all presumably catalyzed or attuned. So we get our, well, no. Since we have weave so late, we're not going to get our ranged into late, so I guess it is safe to go ahead and plus those up for maximum effect. Alright, that just gives us 3 slots with World of Pain. And probably our best use for this World of Pain is a PB AoE toggle. So we're going to do Resist Endurance. No, wait, is it a toggle or is no PB AoE team click? So no, Resist Endurance Recharge. Resistance Recharge. And Endurance Recharge. And now we'll check our totals on World of Pain. World of Pain has a duration of 90 seconds, and we presently have a recharge time of 82 seconds. So World of Pain is perma. Anguishing Cry. Duration time of 30 seconds, recharge time of 43 seconds. Not quite perma. Inferno. Recharges in 48 seconds. Spirit Word, we're going to toss the Preventative Medicine proc on. Alright, there we go. What's this look like? We are at 32 minutes, and we are at soft cap to smashing, lethal, energy, and ranged. So this Fire Blast Pain Domination Corruptor can blast away from range without having to worry about a thing. So we'll go ahead and get this saved. Alright, and we are Corruptor, Fire Blast Pain Domination. Revision 1. Alright, now that we've got that, we'll do New Clear on our background work window. And now we'll have what this, go and see what this looks like on a defender. So we'll start with Pain Domination, then we'll go Fire Blast, and same thing, taking Nullify Pain, skipping. And we have to take flares this time, can't get out of flares, so Nullify Pain, just had a Numina Heal Endurance. Share Pain was 5 procs, 5 pumps. And Conduit of Pain, well, we put Conduit of Pain at 30. We're probably going to put it in a different place this time, but that was a in-mod endurance recharge. Enforce morale. We'll maybe moving it to a slot later. Actually, we'll go ahead and tentatively move Conduit of Pain to 30 again, because we're moving around pool powers here and attack powers. And Soothing Aura, we did all the way with a Numi. Again, since we're probably not going to have our soft caps unless we're playing at 50, we can go ahead and just plus 5 these all the way. There, next, World of Pain. We did 3 slots with Resistance Recharge, Resistance Endurance Recharge, and Endurance Recharge. Anguishing Cry we had all the way out with a 6-slot Analyze Weakness. And then Painbringer was 5 slots with Panacea. Okay, now we're kind of starting on Defenders. Soul Mastery is just resist. Psychic Mastery is just a resist. Power resist. Mu resist. Leviathan resist. Again, our only option for defense, so the only one that's the viable option for us to take is Scorpion Shield. We took Scorpion Shield late at 41, so again, we're going to probably be at 41 because we want Inferno as soon as we can get it, which is 38. We want Blazing Inferno, Blazing Bolt as soon as we can get it. We want Blaze as soon as we can get it. We want Aim. We're skipping Fire Breath, we're taking Rain of Fire, and we're taking Fireball. Okay, now we can start filling some of these in. And Scorpion Shield was Defense, Defense Endurance, Defense Endurance Recharge. 6 is where we'll put Mystic Flight, Sorcery, Mystic Flight, excuse me. So 14 is where we will put Maneuvers for Leadership, Maneuvers. We'll go ahead and take Maneuvers out to 4. Look at the Gambler, Defense Endurance. Look at the Gambler, Defense Endurance Recharged. Kismet Proc. Alright. Word and Force Morale go. Okay, there's Word and Force. Aim was 6 slotted all the way with Gaussian. And again, predicated on the idea we're not going to have our soft caps without agility incarnate. Okay. So we can probably go ahead and fill in Inferno with Armageddon. Armageddon it! Are you getting it? Blazing Inferno we can probably still count on right now is not going to change from a 5-slot Winter's Bite. And looks like our tank has actually run out of things to go punch. Okay, new junction. Back to the build. And Blaze. We had 6 slots in, so we're going to put 6 slots in. Rain of Fire, we had artillery in, so we're going to kind of probably count on having artillery again. Now, it is, if you do have space to put in Frozen Blast Chant for Mobilize, that can be a hoot. I know some people like to put an Overwhelming Force chance for Knockdown and a Rain Power because it does have the effect of turning it into an Ice Lick. If you've got the slots to play around with, hey, that's actually not really a bad idea. Okay, Mystic Flight, we had 2 slotted with don't forget some of these too, plus them up. Fireball we had all the way out with our artillery. All right, and once again, we're putting a celerity set in stealth. We're probably thinking about we can either do combat jumping or stealth. Since this is a defender and a support presence, if you really want to get somewhere in a hurry and catch up with the team and not too much damage, stealth is an easy sell, so we'll go ahead and stick with that. Stealth is getting 3 slots with defense endurance, recharge. Okay. And now we're missing fighting, kick, tough, and weave. We had Runa Protection all the way down at the end, and we have Spirit Ward to unlock Runa Protection. Runa Protection is just getting a resistance defense. Weave is getting 4 slots with Shield Wall, Defense Endurance, Shield Wall, Defense Endurance Recharge, Shield Wall Proc. Alright, so now we're left with, okay, Tough. We had 3 slots in Tough with Resistance Endurance, Resistance Endurance Recharge, Shield Wall Proc. Kick had the recharge time in it. That just leaves us with Flares. Alright, we have 1 slot left, which is in Health. And here we had Panacea Proc and Miracle Proc. Let's see what our Defender ATOs actually have. Now, our recharge chance for minor PBAOE heal and recharge time PBAOE absorb. Now, we want our chance for minor heal to be on our most used power, and the one that we're going to go deep on. So we're going to put our Superior, Defender's Bastion into Flares. And that means Blaze. Well, first of all, before we finish slotting this, since there's no defense buff in here, what do our totals actually look like? Now, note, I haven't turned on the Incarnate yet. The difference between the Defender and the Corruptor is, with the Defender, with the same enhancement values, I'm already soft capped to smashing, lethal, energy, and range damage, and I haven't even taken my Incarnate power. I haven't even finished filling in a slot. Okay, I just realized you can't see that on the stream, so we'll bring that down up so you can see it next to each other. Keeping in mind that the Corruptor build has Agility Radial turned on, the Defender build has no Incarnate powers turned on, and the Defender build has already clocked the soft cap to smashing, lethal, energy, and ranged. I still got 1 more slot to fill out, so I can put anything in Blaze that I want to. I'm not trapped in having to slot it with a specific power. This may even give me the freedom to bring back the Winter's Bite from Blazing Bolt and put the Apocalypse in Blazing Bolt, which is what I'm going to do. So we're going to drop a slot from here, pop a slot there. Nope, wrong one. Blazing Bolt. And we're going to swap. Actually, no, Blazing Bolt. We're going to give it the full beans with the Defender ATO. And I just heard my phone go beepity beep. Well, I heard it go beepity beep. Where is it? deal with it in a second. We'll finish this. Give that the full beans and give Blaze the superior winner's bite. All right, check our totals. We're still soft capped to smashing, lethal, energy, and range defenses. So once again, we can just fire from range with impunity at anything coming at us. All right, so there we are. There's the two different builds. We'll go ahead and... Okay, one of the other things is you might still take agility on the defender for the endurance recovery. So let's just check a couple numbers. What we really want to look at is, let's bring that back so you can see the totals. All right, totals here. So I want to do effects. All right, where's our World of Pain? World of Pain is presently 90.59. World of Pain's almost perma. And you haven't even done an incarnate power. You put one incarnate power in there, and World of Pain is perma. So that's just something to keep in mind, is that you really, since your key, one of your key powers of resisting damage is basically perma without having to do anything else, without taking incarnate power. This build may be best served by going with Vigor incarnate for both the healing boost and the endurance reduction. In fact, that's probably what I would actually recommend, given that World of Pain is within a second of being perma, is just taking Vigor Core for the endurance reduction. And that should make this build very easy to run full tilt all the time as a defender. You don't have that option on the Corruptor because the values are just so low, you're having to use the incarnate powers to close gaps. Alright, so we'll save this, and then we'll do what is really tacky, and we'll bring up the we'll bring up the build, the can't even believe I'm bringing this up. Here's the Fire Pain Corruptor build. And I do know it is kind of broken because it's not showing some things. It's not showing some enhancements it probably should be showing. Come on. And we'll just take the other two down for a second so this one stands out on its own. You can see that this player took all the fire powers, all the pain domination powers, took flame mastery, took leaping, and took speed. And you can see Conduit of Pain isn't actually filled in, and Painbringer isn't filled in. So there were some problems with this. And we'll go ahead and try and click into the boxes that can be clicked in, but it's not going to change anything. That's the totals. We'll do this one first. Soft cap defense, no soft cap defense. And we already know that the defender values are better. So I'm sorry, the person who made this build is not very good. It's not very good at all. You are going to go splat. So that's how you make a good build, and this is how not to make a build. I'll be back later with another revision. This has been Aurian.